So traders, 'tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, March the 4th, the year's 2026. Let's talk trading. Taking pips. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, let's have risk management in place so the market doesn't take more pips from you than you're willing to give it. Now, taking pips. Usually we ask, how many pips did you make? But the thing is, you don't make pips, you take pips. And you might say it's semantics, but the reality is you take pips because when you're trading, you might have an opportunity to take pips. You could be up X number of pips. If you don't take those pips and the market goes against you, you might not get another opportunity that trade to take pips. So sometimes a simple shift or simple change, such as thinking in terms of taking as opposed to making, might make all the difference. So, for example, this is one of my new trading screens. I think I showed you this indicator that it's basically the last time we had a crossover of the EMA 5, which I call indicator 2 because I wrote this indicator here where if price closes above it, it's aqua. If it closes below it, it's magenta. So you can see here basically the colors flip-flopped. And so as soon as this candle closed, without hesitation, you put a trade on. And you can see here it went your way. Now, the thing is, you say, well, what happens? Well, flip flop here. Did you go long and then did you go short? Then did you go long again? The answer is we go to our old friend, the 3-level ZZ, and or you can use the TRO, dynamic support resistance, either one. And sometimes I will like to use both. And so here we just had bottom of the hour, and we had on the M30, we had that flip-flop. Now, you might think, well, we got a 2-ball there. Should we take that trade? Well, right there, there's your mistake. In this case, you don't think. You just do it. Will it work every time? No. But it usually gives you an opportunity to take pips. So, for example, here you can see maxed out. The low so far was 3.1. You should have been able to at least get a pip or two, depending on your spread, depending on your quickness. But you have to take it. You got to take it quick. And so, depending on how heavy you trade, you might only get a pip or two every trade. But you do this, 10 times a day within a few hours, and you can hit it big. So, for example, with this trade here, I would have taken this and it would have gone against me. I would have taken this one. It would have gone against me, but just a little. We're only talking, a couple of pips. And then on this third one, these two would already be in profit. I'd take it again. And then, as you can see here, from here to here, there's an opportunity to make almost 18 pips. You have to adjust for spread. So in the spread on my platforms, anywhere from 0.6 to 1.5. They just keep screwing with the spreads. But the whole idea is taking the pips. as opposed to making the pip. So you can see here, 3-level ZZ's hitting at the bottom. So you probably don't want to go short. And the reason, another reason you might not have wanted to go short on that M30, because we did have a 3-ball here on M1. But that's kind of up to you, the trader. Now, I like to trade off of the M5. You can say I have M5, M30, and H4. So basically, I'm skipping every other one here. So 5, 30, H4. Because those are the candles that I use for bias. So I don't want to trade against M5 and M30 when they're both green. And I wouldn't want to trade against M30 and H4, like in this case, when they're both red. So I've been running this, and these statistics usually pay out nicely. But it's just something, you know, to consider here is about taking the pips. And so now, optimally, what I start to do sometimes, let's see if I can find the chart. Where is it? I thought I had my lower high, higher low chart. But I don't. So I would have to eyeball it. So using a simple grid, time frame M1, you look left, you don't see anything. So the lowest high was right here. You take that trigger, and there would have been pips. So once you understand these methods, or your method, you probably don't need indicators on the chart. You really don't. And sometimes it might help you focus, because, see, since you don't have all those indicators, you're going to have to go, okay, where's that lowest high? It's right, or the highest, you know, where's that lowest high? It's right there. So you could have taken that trade long when it broke this lowest high mark here, right around the 49.5. And you could have nabbed it for a couple of quick pips. And what price likes to do is it likes to come back down into that area, as you can see here a couple of times, then it reverses. And what do we have right now? We're in the launch pad, dipping in and out. And for today, you can see here prices shot through the launch pad once, twice, 3 times, working on a 4th. But the whole idea is just to take pips. And so see here we had that flip-flop. Or actually we say it's the IND2 indicator 2 cross. And so right now it's best to sit on your hands. Now, of course, some people, like if I was in a mess and I had to jump out, I would then start trading the indicator 2 on M1. Because you can see here we had a cross here, and we had it, and then it stayed blue or aqua. And one of the things about taking pips is a lot of times what we do as traders we'll get in the trade, it goes against us. And maybe we average in once, and maybe it goes against us again, and maybe we average in a third time. And then price might be, say, right here. That's where we need to get to pop out. And so let's just say we took 3 trades, and then we're just sitting here and we're waiting. Well, the thing to do is you just keep adding in, adding in, adding in. I learned that, picked that up from Walmart. And all of a sudden, when it comes up and it hits your level, you've walked away with a boatload of pips. And so once again, off of the 3-ball, highest low trade, the EMA 5 only gave us opportunity for 3.1. And that's the other thing. Don't be late if you take those trades. You almost have to rush in, but unfortunately, sometimes the broker will wait to the next tick and he'll tick it up a half a pip on you. And unfortunately, that's just the way it goes sometimes. So you can see here now, we've got indicator 2 turned aqua on the M5. So at the end of this candle, you just take the long. It's like 6, 4, 3, 2. So enter. And we'll see what happens. It could go against us. It could go for us. If it goes up, there's going to be a nice imbalance between here and here. It's an imbalance area. We've got M30 green in our favor. And so we'll see what happens. And you can see here on this, the last H4 candle, where it could have taken it all the way up there, possible 42 pips. So right now, price is sitting there. This kind of looks like a return bar. This kind of looks like a return bar. We've got a nice imbalance up here. Looks like that needs to get filled. We're crossing above these lower lows. So chances are maybe we should hit somewhere approximately the 70 area. Okay, 1.6. Notice hit a 2-ball. It says on M1. And so when you see these things, you might want to get out, or you just might want to stay in, because when indicator 2 runs, you can see it likes to give you two. If you get 2, 3 in a row, we're talking 10 pips usually or more. So for right here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a nice run. But we got less than a minute, and so we'll just have to wait and see. And I guess you can check on your chart. Yeah. My bar time, my server time, my local time, GMT. So you can match that up on your charts and see how this trade turned out. So, fellow traders, just remember, you got to take the pips. Because if you don't take them, the market may take them back. Because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.